What's going on, guys? Welcome to Dime Dropper. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube at Dime Dropper Podcast and to follow us on Twitter at Dime Dropper Pod and as well as Instagram at Dime Dropper Pod. And of course, make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts and follow on Spotify. So for today's video, we're going to do a visual breakdown. Once again, I'm sorry, guys. I don't have a original, like a song in the background. We're working on that. The production is working on that. Or real markers. But I think I'll be able to demonstrate everything for you pretty easily. We're going to look at why the Celtics lost to the Miami Heat. And we're going to look at game one here. This is the first part of the video. And I'm not even going to go into the overtime session. You look at the score right now. It's a 12-point Celtics lead. It's very clear this is where they lost the game. So you know how momentum works in basketball. The Heat got momentum by the time the quarter ended. So I'm not going to go too into that. So let's look at this here.
What are you looking at?
So we start out with Kemba Walker coming off a screen and knocking down a jumper. Simple, putting the Celtics up 14, and this is when it all goes south. Now they're up 10. I didn't feel like showing those plays. You got Wanamaker taking Dragic off the dribble. Good help by Bam. Wanamaker makes a decent pass in the corner to Tatum. Now freeze it here. Now what Tatum could do is he can easily make the swing to his left to Grant Williams, so he can maybe make an extra swing to Kemba Walker. But because Grant Williams isn't a great shooter, Tatum doesn't really look at him even. He tries to go baseline off of Duncan Robinson's hard closeout. The only problem with this is, look at the congestion here. Now, you see Kemba Walker is wide open. This isn't an easy pass to make, especially when he's going into traffic. So he tries to make the pass. He maybe takes one dribble too many, and Bam gets a hand on it, and Tyler Hero comes and intercepts. So that's just Tatum forcing it a bit, and look what happens here. Points off for turnovers for Miami. So it's an 8-point game now. Celtics go out for time. Tatum now has this mid-range jumper he can take right here. This would be a great shot. Instead, he tries to weave, probe a little more, gets inside. Easy, wide open layup, and just misses it, which is appalling. Tries to fight. Here come the Heat. Now the Celtics are up by 11. They hit a three. Still in control, 9.5 to go. Now this, they already went wrong here. I'm going to rewind it a bit. Take a look at this right here from the Celtics. Take a look at Tice, Jaylen Brown, and Kemba Walker. They're talking. They're not on the same page. They have no idea what they're doing. They tell Jaylen Brown to get out to Crowder, but by then, Bam does a good job of seeing that he's not there. Jaylen's late. He's not in a stance. He gets blown by easily, and this just cannot happen in a conference finals fourth quarter to be giving up points like that. Just inexcusable, and that's very, just not good enough defense. So now the Celtics are up 9. We get a high pick and roll with Tice and Marcus Smart. So he frees it right here. Tice is rolling to the basket. This would be a great pass. I wouldn't recommend the bounce pass there because the window is way too small. The over-the-top pass needs to be perfect because Dragic is on one side and Tyler's on the other side. But it is the correct pass to throw. Now, he goes the other route to go to Walker, which is fine. They still got 12 on the shot clock. But wait a second. What the hell is that shot selection? I'm a big Kemba Walker fan, but that is horrible with 10 on the shot clock. Once again, I thought every possession counted in the playoffs, but I guess in 2020 it doesn't anymore. And look what happens as a result. This is a ridiculous shot. This is good defense by the Celtics. Wanamaker's there. This is just an incredible shot by Duncan Robinson. But once again, when you don't execute and you make mistakes, you're going to pay for it against good teams. And the reason why the Heat were such a good team for the talent level they had is because they consistently play hard for 48 minutes and they never quit, and they continue to make you work on defense and on offense. So here come the Celtics up 8 on a fast break a little bit. Wanamaker goes in all the way and scores. 10-point game. Celtics are still in control. Eric Spoelstra calls timeout. Now, we got 7 minutes to go here. Jason Tatum now, as you see, Duncan Robinson is really sagging off Marcus Smart here. Tatum's taking a look at him. Instead, he's going to try to go. Now as Dragic comes and collapses, they're in a zone right here, the Heat. The 2-3 zone. You see it. But of course, what is it they always say? A great zone looks like a man-to-man. Right here, Tatum, one dribble. He should be kicking a Wanamaker right here. Wanamaker should be stepping into this. Or he could kick it to the corner to Smart. But once again, that's got to be a bullet pass, so he didn't get there in time. But once again, Tatum tries to force it. Maybe gets unfortunate that it could have been a foul. And look what happens here. Once again, points off turnovers as a result of young Jason Tatum's mistakes. Trust me, I'm not trying to bag on Tatum. I'm actually a huge fan of his. Anyway, 6-point game. High pick and roll again with Smart and Tice. This time, Crowder does a better job of covering the roll here. So Jaylen Brown would be the correct pass to make, but Crowder does an amazing job of, coming in, rotating to Tice and retreating back to Jaylen to take the pass away. So Smart goes left, adjusts, makes a good move. This is a good look at a left-handed layup, and it's just no fundamentals, not even close. And let's look at here as Tice falls to the floor. If this is what happened here, because it's going to affect what happens on the other end. Tice seems to have the inside position here. Tice inside position. He's not boxing out, though. He's just kind of standing in front of him. That looked like a foul. If I'm not lying, that looked like a foul on Bam. Heat getting fortunate there. And now what happens? Celtics are playing 5-on-4 here. And I'll tell you what. You see, Jaylen Brown, these guys aren't picking up anyone. And transition defense is big. You got to talk and do what's best for the team. And right now what's best is if Jaylen Brown takes Bam Adebayo right here because he's 6'7" and not 6'2". But what happens here is they don't talk at all. You see, there's no turning of the head. There's no communication, it seems, even though it's hard to read their lips. And Wanamaker is forced to pick Bam Adebayo up under the basket, which causes Tice to come double. Tatum's coming to triple, and nobody is even thinking or being aware of Jay Crowder's presence at the top of the key. And Bam dunks it. It's just too late anyway. So the communication, once again, for the Celtics is poor, and this comes from inexperience. This is a team that hasn't been in these situations before, hasn't been tested at this level before. So let's look at this now. Marcus Smart pops out, pick and pop three. Big shot. 7-point lead now for the Celts. Now we're 6 minutes to go. Goran Dragic tries to get by Kemba. Kemba does a good job, but he jumps. Now Tatum comes to help off of Jimmy Butler. Same with Tice off of Bam. The problem is here. Jaylen Brown, let's rewind for a second. Duncan Robinson moves, but Jaylen Brown wants to seem to switch onto Crowder and wants Smart to take Robinson, but they're not talking again. They're just assuming. Jaylen turns his head back towards the corner, and Marcus Smart wants to go to the corner as well. They're not talking yet again. And Dragic makes the right play of finding Crowder, who's wide open for three, but amongst all the confusion, the Celtics just aren't talking and have no idea what they're doing to the point where Jimmy Butler's open under the basket. So again, talking on defense. The leadership, it needs to be better here. You see, look at the way the Heat are communicating. You see how Bam's talking? You see how Jimmy's talking, making signals? They are on the same page, not like the Celtics. And you see, something I've noticed from the Celtics is they tend to go a lot of late in games, just not really play offense anymore and go ISO with Tatum and Kemba. And because they're such good offensive players, they sometimes get away with it. But against the best teams, all your flaws will be exploited in the playoffs. It's a classic saying I use. So Kemba's 1-on-1 against Duncan Robinson. This is a good look. I don't mind that look. No good. That's fine. It's a decent shot. Marcus was a little open, but you know what? It was a good shot. Now we got Jimmy Butler trying to go baseline on Tatum. Tatum's using hands there. It's an easy foul. And the Celtics are over the limit, so the Heat get an easy automatic point out of this. So now we come back the other way. Kemba gets the steps back. He's a little off balance. And once again, look at the shot clock. 5 seconds, which shows that the Celtics, I don't know, this hasn't been a good possession. And once again, it's Kemba dribbling one-on-one and everyone just standing there watching. But he does a good job of finding Jaylen, who pops out to the foul line for the mid-range, who hits. So we got a 5 or 6 point game with 5 minutes to go. Now we look. Jimmy Butler against Jason Tatum. Backs it out, hand off. Here comes the screen. They switch it. Tatum on Dragic, Kemba on Jimmy. And again, Tatum just getting a little handsy, having his hand in the cookie jar. There's no real reason he needs to have this. There's no real reason he needs to switch from doing what he's doing there. But he moves that right hand, and that right hand is what causes Dragic to sweep. So Tatum, making some young mistakes here. So here we go now. Jimmy Butler trying to drive against Kemba Walker. Tatum comes to help. But once again, look at this. I'm going to rewind it for a sec. Marcus Smart needs to be taking Tyler Hero on the rotation. But now Jimmy Butler makes a great read to Dragic. But they both jump at Dragic. So once again, no communication by the Celtics. 2 guys jumping on one guy. Tyler Hero's been open for how long now? He's still open. Still open. And now they find it again here. Now, I don't know if that's actually Smart's fault going back to the play. So I'm looking at it right now. Tyler was the pick and roll guy. So if they're going to drop on him, Kemba should be, once Jimmy Butler makes his pass, Kemba should be running out here. But instead, Kemba takes Bam because he sees Tice. It's just no communication. That's at the end of the day, that's what it is. They're not communicating. Props to the Heat. They're making the Celtics work. But the Celtics aren't talking. You see Smart shaking his head there. So now we go with a 3-point Celtics lead with 3 minutes to go. Tatum's got the ball against Jimmy Butler one-on-one. Again, just very stagnant one-on-one basketball. Tries to drive. Jalen is open here. He goes. Instead, he makes a nice little pass to Tice, who lays it in. So one thing I love about Tatum, he doesn't get discouraged. He keeps going. He's got that mentality, the right mentality to have. Confidence, persistent. He makes mistakes, get back, make a play. Celtics up 5. Now we got Jimmy in an ISO against Kemba. Tatum basically leaves Dragic open to help. He does. He tries to retreat and does so successfully. Great contest here. Dragic misses, but you look at Tice again. He's not boxing out. He's just kind of getting in front of him and hoping for the best. But you see Bam, he makes a move here. Take a look at Bam Adebayo under the basket. He makes a move here, right here. Trying to make a move to the inside position. Tice isn't boxing out, and that causes a foul, which gets Bam to make free throws, and that's a 3-point game. So Tice has not been great in this quarter. So now we got a pick and pop with Kemba Walker. Tatum does a good job being patient. Now watch Kemba now. He's popping out. But Tatum, he wants to shoot from 30 feet away with 10 on the shot clock in a 2:18 left in the game when the momentum is completely gone against them. This is a horrible shot and doesn't even hit the rim. And Jason Tatum is just not making the right plays here. Now he gets the ball again. The Celtics get a stop. 5 on the shot clock. Again, stagnant possession. Heat look like they're zoned up again. Jaylen Brown is wide open. LeBron James is the best at this cross-court passes here. He's one of the best ever at that, if not the best cross-court passes. But, Tatum's going ISO. Good defense here by Jimmy. Kemba needs to fill the space here now as Tyler Hero goes to help. But Kemba stands way too far. Once again, a horrible shot by Tatum. But Jaylen Brown does a great job of getting the second possession back. So you see the Celtics can get it back. And now they just switch it. Oh, it's your turn to go ISO now, Kemba. Here comes the high screen from Smart, but Kemba doesn't want it. He wants to go straight line drive, backs up. This is great defense by Crowder. He's completely in front of him with 3 on the shot clock. Kemba does a good job, but look how he hits this shot. I mean, that is just ridiculous. Going left. So the Celtics get lucky with that jump, with that shot. 5-point game now. Quickly down the other way. Look at this. Just an unbelievable shot by Tyler Hero. That's just a great shot. Can't do much about it. 2-point game now, a minute left. 5 on the shot clock. Kemba against Jay Crowder. Gets the step. They don't want to kick to Jalen. He goes up. Now Bam comes to help. Smart's open, but again, amongst this crowd, he's not seeing that, especially at the size that he is. But he has a shot right here. You got to go up right here. But he gets scared of Bam. He hesitates with Crowder trailing behind him too, and then he gets blocked. Heat tie the game at the line, if I'm not mistaken. Or there was I don't know what happened, make it 106, 106, 7.5 seconds. And again, same thing, isolation with Jason Tatum. Kemba's just standing around. I mean, Kemba Walker, at least you got to put yourself in a position. I know he's not trying to let Jimmy Butler come help, but if Jason Tatum passes him the ball here at 3 seconds left, he's going to have to run and dribble the ball before he gets a shot up here. So he needs to be dropping a little closer to the basket, but everyone's just standing around watching. And you look at Marcus Smart, there's 2 seconds left, and he is wide open in the corner. But Jason Tatum, again, makes a poor decision, and that's basically the game as the momentum is shifted. So once again, Celtics fans, that's the first part of it. No communication on the defensive end. Tice isn't boxing out, but once again, it starts on the top. You got a young star. Jason Tatum is in his 3rd season. He had an amazing postseason, but you know what? These things happen. They're part of growing, and you know what? Tatum is going to watch this film. He's already watched this film. He's going to learn. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know what you think. We're only going to get better at doing this. We're only going to get some more, music, so you don't have to just listen to my voice, and we're going to get hopefully some markers. But thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Celtics fans, let me know what y'all think.